Well, welcome to another episode, Let the Truth Be Told. My name is Sean Williams, and I am so proud to be next to my good buddy, my good friend, Herbert Burnett, a.k.a. Hub.
Herbert Burnett.
This my man, and so
I'm
I
Herbert
really
Burnett.
appreciate it. Hey, and Hub, as we're dialoguing, and just going into our segment, just talking about Thanksgiving, just being proud of and thankful to be around family during Thanksgiving. We're coming off of Thanksgiving season right now, and being able to just be happy about Thanksgiving, being around family, maybe talking about some old times, some old stories. But you tell us a little bit about your Thanksgiving.
My Thanksgiving was spent in a hospital.
Wow.
Half the day in the hospital. We had a Thanksgiving tournament. We had to play Wednesday. We got back Wednesday afternoon, and then we wasn't going back to Friday.
Yeah.
Wednesday night, one of my former players / nephew got shot in the head, and first call I got said he was dead, and later on I found out he wasn't dead, and so it was just a blessing. I'm really thankful for Kamari Ray Davis' life. I would like all y'all, Facebook and TV, to pray for Kamari Ray Davis. Accelerated AP classes, very intelligent young man that reminds me of myself. I just needed to get out of here. My mama did a good job. My daddy did a great job. My stepdaddy did a good job raising me, but I needed to get away from Champaign-Urbana. And so I went from almost losing my mind when they got the call that he was dead Wednesday night to discussing the course of action in his hospital room Saturday night with him. God is awesome. Man. And truly we have a lot to be thankful for. Man, and I'm thankful for good friendship.
That's a blessing.
That's hard to find.
Man, and even just the small things,
yes,
but one of the things good, God is good even in your darkest moments.
Yes, sir.
In the darkest moments, He can do some miraculous things,
yes,
and so many times when I'm doing these services and, during people's lowest moment of their lives, God is able to do some healing because a lot of our families are broken. And so sometimes He have to do something to pump our brakes to make us refocus and reanalyze what's going on within our own lives. And so maybe this is a moment for Kamari to be able to refocus, understand what's really important, and understand that he got his whole future ahead of him.
Sir. Yes,
and so
sir.
being able to take advantage of that future, because, just like me messing around on the ladder, just putting something up and just one little slip and fall, it can all be over.
It can be over.
It can all be over
Yes,
in a matter of minutes.
Yes, sir.
And so
Yes, sir.
and so that's one of the crazy things about it, because it don't take but.
It don't take. Used to be people here today and gone tomorrow. Now they here today and gone today. Man, I just seen him early today. Man. So I got a lot to be thankful for. And I'm sure our listening audience got a lot to be thankful for. I tell everywhere I go, when I think, I think. Sean, there's no way I can think about where he brought me from and not thank him. When I think of all the knucklehead and the bad decisions that I've made and he kept me, man, I got to thank him. They said, why do you do all the stuff you do? You here, you there. Man, I owe him. The kids, the people that I come in contact with, they just getting the benefits of me owing God. You see what I'm saying? Anything that I do, anywhere I go, anybody's lives that I touch, they're just getting the benefits of me owing God. And that's why I'm trying so hard to live the life before Him. Because I owe Him, man.
Hub, yesterday, stopping and pausing and stopping by your shop.
Yes, sir.
And listen to
pound me, man, pound me.
And listen to Pastor
May Ragland.
May Ragland.
Pastor May Ragland.
Pastor May Ragland.
We had church, Sean.
Talking to Pastor May Ragland and just listen to her talk. And yesterday was the first time I was able to understand the difference between a covenant with God and a promise.
And a promise. Yeah.
Because she said, I made a covenant with God.
I made a covenant.
And that's at a whole nother level.
Yes, sir.
That's at a whole nother level from promise.
Yes,
and
sir.
so when I understood, when I was in town in Champaign, I got back here and I was no longer with my kids.
Right.
I promised, but I really made a covenant with God.
Yeah.
if you take care of my kids out of state, then I'll take care of these kids that I'm surrounded around.
Yes, sir. Yes,
and
sir.
so that's a covenant.
Yes, sir.
And that had to have been almost 30 years ago. Yes, sir. The kids I started out with just the kids in my circle. The kids in my circle. If we can just do something for the kids within our circle, man. Yeah. But too many of us sleep at the wheel and we got immune. We done got immune.
Or we just worried about our kids, that's in the house.
Man.
Right.
Man.
Right. Not realizing that I got a pre-med student, I got a lawyer, I got insurance, I got a preacher / administrator, and all my kids, except for the administrative teacher, is out of town.
Wow.
But I'm planting seeds. I'm planting seeds for my grandkids now.
Yeah.
I'm investing in kids for my and hold that thought. Spending the time with Kamari, it was one of the recent shootings, brother, and you're going to be a part of it. I got a master plan for this gun violence. But one of the things I'm not going to do, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to go talk to the chiefs of police, Chief Cobb. I don't know the chief in the band, but you probably do. I'm going to sit down and talk to I got something that God has put right in front of me and it's going to be powerful. But it was through talking to Kamari and meeting some of his friends. They good kids.
Right.
I don't care what nobody say. Oh, they're good kids.
Oh, man.
Some of them are just misunderstood.
Yeah.
Some of them just need some help. Some of them make bad decisions. I'm not gonna say they bad kids or bad. Some of them make bad decisions.
Yeah.
I've made some bad decisions. Yeah. With my son, we thought it ended up not being his baby, and I'm gonna move on. But when I got back from Iraq and they said, "Yeah, Dad, I got this girl pregnant." What? Boy, you the number 2 scorer out of 19. What would make, man, that's dumb. Why would you, man, how did you make that decision? Yeah. And as I walked out from going off on him, the Lord said, he's 17 and making bad decisions. You 40 years old and making bad decisions. I had to humble myself, man.
It's funny how we quickly forget.
The spirit of amnesia.
It's funny how we quickly forget. Hub, we had the honor to be around some young folks.
Yes.
At a luncheon.
Yes, sir.
For Central and Centennial.
Yes, sir.
And so I told Unit 4 this earlier, before the school was out last year, give me your worst or your worst. I want your worst or your worst. So those guys that we took on the funeral home tour and did that whole day with, those guys, they were actually recruiting some other kids to be a part of these guys, and those guys are pretty much doing pretty good. You could tell by their spirit, been uplifted. They got their chest poked out a little bit better because they're doing a lot better. Mentally, they're doing a lot, and educationally, they're doing a lot better in school. And so they're bringing in some more young men. But one of the things that Sheldon Turner's program.
Great job.
And,
shout out to Sheldon.
Big shouts out to you,
Shout out to you, Sheldon.
Yeah, good job, man. And working with some of these kids with some tough issues going on. And so not everybody can't do that. You got to be gifted to do that. And so but one of the things, Sheldon,
say that again.
You got to be gifted.
You got to be gifted to do that.
You got to be gifted to do that.
So the check can't be your motive.
Check can't be your motive.
Okay.
You got to be
that
gifted.
Was a commercial.
Yeah, we'll get back to that. It's called a 501(c). Just because you get approved don't mean that's where your gift is at.
Just because you get approved don't mean that you approved.
You're approved. You better look at the approval and stop looking at the approval.
Hey, Elder Hard said it like this: if you keep campaigning, you go get elected. Happy birthday, Elder Hard.
Yeah, and so
happy birthday, Birdie Melvin Armstrong. I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah. You done had plenty of coffee, ain't you? But one of the good things about it, when Shelton asked those kids, what are they thankful for? We were sitting in the classroom, probably about 20-some kids, and when he said, what are you thankful for? What the young man, he said, tell your neighbor what you're thankful for. Yeah. So I'm sitting at the table with my young men, but I'm listening to all the young men, and they said, I'm just thankful to be alive. Majority of them just said, I'm
15, 16 years old.
I'm just thankful to be alive.
Yeah.
And that resonated so hard with me. It resonated really hard with Joan and a few of the other adults that was in the room, because at 14, 15 years old, that shouldn't be your issue.
No.
And that should not be your issue that you got to deal with. But, you know, especially in Champaign, we ain't in the inner city of Chicago where you got to get on a L train, a bus, and then walk down the street through a rival gang territory,
Yes,
and then make it into the school, and then try to learn something or get educated,
Yes,
and then try to make your way back home.
Yes, sir.
We're not in that type of environment.
No.
And so, but to be in this environment and have that type of mentality and that type of cloud over your head every day, you know, it's pretty tough. And so, but the second thing that was said that particular day that stuck with me and is still sticking with me is when Pastor Davis was able to, you know, talk to the kids, talk about when he was young and he was about to do something stupid, and because somebody took $200 from him when he was a kid, and then when he went to Dad's drawer where he knew he kept that thing at, and he went to go get it because he was finna go get his $200, his daddy was able to sit down and get in his face because of what Pastor Davis said. Every male needs some male in his face all the time. And so when you asked the question after Pastor Davis finished, your question was, how many of y'all got somebody to be in your face, whether if it's male or female, in your face, when you're about to do something stupid or make a bad decision? And only 2 young men.
Yeah, about 2 out of 20.
Out of 20. So that let me know the blind leading the blind. That let me know that they going off of what they buddies say. They going off of what Ray and them said. So when you talk about Kamar and his guys, his group of guys, which one of them got a solid mindset? You know, when the young lady got what died over on Hedge Road, and a bunch of them young men that was involved, right? A bunch of them young men that was involved. I knew a bunch of them guys that grew up around my shop. And I knew at least 2 or 3 of them guys that should have made a better decision.
Yeah. I seen one 3 months before that happened with his baby at church. And he was so proud to show me his baby. But I submit to you, they probably was high.
You know, but I submit to this. Even in your stupor.
Yeah, in your stupor.
Even in your stupor.
Not the stupor.
Even in your stupor, you got to be able to make a better decision.
Yeah.
You know, a better decision.
Yeah.
And so, but these young folks, you know, we in a day and age where you can't do what me and you was doing and make a bad decision, and then your parents come get you from Urbana Police Department or the Champaign Police Department. Everybody in there kind of get down on your case, and then you get in the car and go home.
Yeah.
You know, no, this is something that's going to travel with you all the days of your life.
Yeah.
And nobody will look at you the same anymore.
I want to share with you. Give me 2 minutes. Right before I was leaving for the Army. Wow, I'm about to cry. Right before I was leaving for the Army, I had a child a year. So my child was about 18 months old. And I was supposed to go to court for child support. Right? And since I was going to the Army, I was tired of telling them that I'm in school. I don't have no job. I go to Parkland. So I said, well, I ain't going to go to court because I'm leaving in 2 or 3 months. Well, during that time, the judge, I didn't go to court, so he put a warrant out for my arrest. I was on my way to Teresa Jake's birthday party. Rest in peace, Teresa. I'm on one today. And I was on my way to Teresa Jake's birthday party out in West Champaign. And I had to get some gas at Vickers. The police had just got a call of a hit and run. And so he saw me at Vickers and swooped up in and swooped down on me. Well, he ran. I said, nah, man, this wasn't my car. I'm on my way to birthday party. I want to be quick because we don't have that much time. And so he ran and found out I had a warrant for my arrest. So he small talked, he handcuffed me, took me to right here at Banner City Jail. He bagged his car up and sat in the car with me for over 30 minutes, my right-handed guard. And next week, I'm going to go find out who the arresting officer was. He wasn't a beat cop. He was a lieutenant. I remember that. This was 1985, late 85, early 86. Right. This man ministered to me for over half an hour, said God told him that I was going to work with kids and that I was going to be successful and God was going to use me in a mighty manner. The police! So when you talked about back then us gathering together, right, and the family and the police and everybody sitting down and getting on you, get you right, This police ministered to me about God in my life for over half an hour in 1985, 86. In 2006, I would get bullet to the head. So that's a 30-year gap, man. Stuff's done changed. I'm tearing up thinking, I don't know who this policeman is today, but I'm going to go find out because I got arrested for missing court. But Sean, he ministered to me for over half an hour. And then we went in the bottom of the city jail because they had to wait till they get a space for me at the county. Mm-hmm. But man, the police ministered me about God, man.
Wow. You know what came to my mind was this. Even the police part of the village. A lot of times we isolate them from being part of the village.
Didn't I tell them if they want to hang with Chief, hang with a real chief?
Hang with a real chief. That's what you told them kids.
Y'all trying to hang with these fake chiefs. Chief Cobb is a real chief. If you going to hang with a chief, hang with a real chief.
Get up with a real chief. And that's
they got quiet, didn't they?
And that's the various reason why, being on that committee to search for a new chief. That was the various reasons why I wanted Chief Cobb to be there, because he's a living example.
He's a product
of this environment, man. And I wanted him to be able to tell that story. I sat in that seat right there. Mm-hmm. I went up these same steps. Mm-hmm. I had some of them same issues because our kids got to see it, man. Mm-hmm. You could talk about it and all that and this and that and other. That's why they so attracted to videos. Mm-hmm. That's why they so attracted to NBA, NFL. Mm-hmm. Because them guys, they see it in them guys. Mm-hmm. They done made it to a certain level. My buddy Stacey Henry would say vicariously living. Vicariously living through the lives of others.
For the others. I couldn't hoop. I wasn't no good in sports, so I'm going to go to every game and snap on everybody who say something to my kid because I'm living through their basketball dreams. Because I wasn't even good enough to be on the team.
Man.
But I'm going to live through them.
Man.
Vicariously
living, And so that's why they so attracted. Yes, so when you get to talking to these kids and you ain't got your own stuff together, they game recognize game. They understand when you ain't got it together, but you trying to tell them what they need to be doing. And Lord and behold, don't let them be able to see some things that's broken down in your life. I knew a guy that went over to the schools, man, he had 3 donuts and on his car and plastic on his windows, trying to be with them
kids.
Trying
to tell folks God is good.
Man, come on.
Y'all follow me.
It don't look like it in your life. Come on, man, you got to get your own stuff together.
The audio got to match the video.
Audio got to match your video, because you know what them kids said? Man, get your stuff together.
Yeah, they didn't come hollering.
Because they knew him from the hood.
Yeah. Yeah.
You go in there trying to, act like you from the hood, telling these kids that you from the hood and you understand the ghetto and you understand that. Come on, man, they understand that.
They see right
because when they get to talking loud, you get scared. How you gonna be scared of somebody you trying to save? And that's one of the things too, Hub. We done branched all the way off, but I think God got us right in the moment of where we're supposed to be at, man. Yeah. Because of the fact that, a lot of things that we've been taught wrong. Right. Right. I was listening to T.D. Jakes as we was riding over earlier, and what he was talking about is that he said, man, don't you remember when we was told don't you remember we was told don't be a tattletale?
Yes.
That was one of them seeds that was planted in us. Stop telling everything. So that's one of them seeds. So when the rest of the community can't understand why we don't just be on the stop snitching tip, we was taught that. Generation after generation. Get out of here, you a tattletale.
But see, you gonna make me throw a rock again, and I'm trying to be good. See, Walt at Douglas Center, Nate and Big Mike, they didn't have to ask us. We gonna run and tattletale them everything that was going on. Because we knew they had our best interests. So if somebody was doing something they weren't supposed to be doing, somebody had a gun or something, we telling all that, right? Because we had a relationship. We knew Douglas Center was our safe haven, and we wanted to keep it safe. And we had a strong African-American individual that we believed in on the spot. So they didn't have to ask us. We was going to tell them everything. Or whatever went down, you could find out about it at Douglas Center.
Yeah. Yeah. After we did our radio program last Sunday, and then we decided we wanted to tape, Sunday night and go Facebook Live, and we decided to do that. And we had a few of the other guys in the room, Kevin Cobb, Kevin Cobb, Martell Miller, Joe Stovall showed up. And one of the things that Joe made it clear to us was that our principles that we lived by and we were governed by were universal in every household. So the same thing being taught on 1st Street was the same thing being taught on 6th Street. No matter who house you went into, it was the same program. It was the same program. It was the same program.
Not now.
See, not now. Not now. He explained it to us, man, it might in the same household, it might be 4 different things going on. It might be 4 codes of conduct.
You might have Christian, Buddha, 5%ers, and
all y'all under the same roof.
What's the hot one right now? Hebrew Israelites. You might have 4 religions in that one house.
In one household. Y'all letting everything go down.
Everything go down.
Yeah. And back in the day, we was taught in this house.
As for me and my house, we gonna
serve the Lord. See, we was taught that back in the day.
Sir.
Sir. We praying one way.
One standard.
We was praying one way.
Come in here with all that.
One way. You can't come in here with all that old mess. Mother Hattie would say, don't dart this room. Yeah. Don't dart this room right here because this holy ground in this bedroom. She don't like everybody being in her bedroom. I understand that.
That's right.
Old folks used to put a horseshoe up under the.
Yes, sir.
Or put some type of symbol.
Yeah.
Because it meant something to them.
It kept the enemy away.
It signified something.
Yes, sir. That's powerful. Shout out to Joe Stovall because that was really good.
Oh man, Joe made it clear to us. And that's why it's so important that we have a meeting of the minds where iron sharpens iron. Because we don't know it all. And a lot of us think we know it all. So when we get into a space, they'll say, well, why don't everybody get on the mic and be able to do the talking? Well, some of us just need to listen and support. Just support. Just show up. That's why I talk about showing up to these meetings and things of that nature, because not everybody need to get the mic. Some people just need to support others.
Everybody got a role.
Everybody got a role to play. Your role might not be
the toes don't talk, but we need them. You can't get to where you're going without the feet. But when the feet take you where you want to go, then the mouth can take over.
That's crazy, man. You just came from, you just leaving, coming to this program from a show and tell event at Jericho Missionary Baptist Church, 1601 West Bloomington Road. Big shouts out to my church.
Yeah.
And I didn't make it this morning because my leg was kind of messed up.
The Spirit is in there. I tell you what, I met some people, Zelda Roden Williams.
Yes.
Shout out to her. Shout out to you, Zelda.
Second year putting that together.
Second year putting together. Shout out to my wife who's holding it down right now. But I think it had about 20 vendors. William Kyles was there going live.
Okay.
Go down there before 3 o'clock and get your Christmas gifts. A lot of different stuff down there.
Yeah.
But it's a good spirit down there. I was able to talk to Pastor Johnson, First Lady Johnson. Was able to meet Kennedy. Yeah, Kennedy. And then I met I knew his son Caleb. But I had never really met Kennedy. And so was able to meet the whole family and everything, but it's really going down. It's going down.
But one of the things about it, and one of the reasons why I segued into that is because the importance of entrepreneurship.
Yes, sir.
So when we talk about the kids and we talk about seeing a living example, when you look at tangible spots that we got in this community, restaurant maybe here. Big shouts out to. Big shout out to the Jazz Blues.
Yeah, Neil Street Blues.
Big shouts out to Neil Street Blues.
Brian McMillan
and Gail Starks. So big shouts out to them just opening up.
Brian
I told her yesterday,
and Gail Starks.
It's a sacrifice to be able to open up a business. And so, but we don't have we don't have a lot of tangible businesses in this community. Yeah. So I got started in the Community Collaboration for Economic Development with Al Griggs, Tom Moore, Mr. Page, Mr. Hambrick, and those guys back in the day when they understood the importance of having African-American businesses in the community. But I understood early on after I got my barbershop going, when I looked out my big old window and I looked out into the community and I'm looking at what these young folks looking at. And so when my working guys came in, and they was frustrated, been on a 12-hour shift, been working 6-7 days a week, car broke down, barely made it to the shop to get a cut. And then my guys that was in the streets hustling, and they barbecuing on a Wednesday afternoon, looking fly, got on Marketplace Mall's finest, who did you want to be like? As a young person trying to develop your mind, you got a guy over here, he complaining about the wife, the kids, the job, the dog, the cat, all of these other things, and you got a guy seeming to have a carefree life. And so in their mindset, man, let me be like dude. The other way to think about it was, let me vicariously live through the rapper, or let me try to make it to the NBA. Because I done sat in the way too many of these summer groups and ask kids what do they want to be. And majority of them hubs say, man, I want to play NBA. I want to be in the NFL. But don't none of them too much say I want to be dude that's working 12-hour shifts 7 days a week. Ain't nobody saying that. And that only one of the things that developed in my mind is, man, look, we need more African-American businesses where these guys can be like the example what we seen with Chief and to have your own business. Because it develops where you can live at a lifestyle. It's no ceiling. We talk about it in insurance. It's no ceiling. You know, you put the work in, you get paid for the work you put in. You don't put no work in, you don't get paid. And those are the things, you know.
This is for the dope boys. I know I got 5,000 friends. I know I got somebody on my page selling dope.
Yeah,
I know I do.
Yeah.
And so this for y'all. If you can sell something that you got to keep a secret, you selling something that you got to keep a secret. You selling something that you can't tell nobody you selling. And you can be successful. How much more successful could you be if you was working with Seon selling insurance? Right? Driving a nice car, living in a nice home, able to take care of your family. That's the thought I want the dope boys in. That's my comment for y'all.
Oh, definitely.
You selling something that you got to keep a secret. How much more successful if you were selling something that you could advertise on every MTD bus. Your money's so long that you could advertise on every MTD bus and have billboards about what you're selling, whether it's ice cream, T-shirts, cars, houses, whatever. So my point to you all is you have a gift. Your gift of entrepreneurship is very good because you're selling something you can't let nobody know you're selling. What I submit to you is your gift is perverted. God gave you that gift to be a millionaire selling houses or cars. And you're perverting it, selling something that's going to get you locked up for the rest of your life.
And then you
That's free game. I'm giving you, Yale or Harvard would charge you $30,000 or $100,000 a year to tell you what I just told you. It's free. It's free game.
And man, I'm telling you, I mean, I love that conversation to me and Joe. Man, I'm gonna get back to this too. But one of the things that Joe explained it to us, he explained to us that in these college classrooms, they changed the vocabulary on us because they want us to get a degree. But he broke it down in a language that we all can understand. Because you know, like me, when they telling these story problems and they saying Jack and Jill and all these other folks and the cat and this and this and that, well, we ain't got all of that in the hood. So we don't understand it when you put it in that perspective. But you put it down into a perspective that we understand, that we see every day. We like, oh, that's so-and-so. Because we know that language.
I know what an eighth is.
We know the language. You got to put it in the language where we can understand. But see, that's that hidden stuff that we always talk about. That's the hidden
jargon.
stuff. That's the hidden stuff because you
jargon.
don't want everybody to get the message. We don't really want everybody to get the message unless you pay for it. See, you got to pay for that type of stuff to get the message.
Yes, sir.
And then they put a stamp on it because you got to get the degree. You know, so that's another thing. But one thing good about entrepreneurship and the showcase that's going down at Jericho, the Bible says your gift to make room for you.
Yes, sir.
Now, only thing that'll stop them 20-some people from doing what they need to do is fear.
It's fear.
Because fear is what governs us. The only thing that stop a lot of people from extending themselves and being who they supposed to be and walking in alignment and where they supposed to be walking in is fear.
It's fear.
I'm gonna tell you, it's two things that'll stop you. It's fear and listen to to the words
gallery.
of others.
Yeah, the peanut gallery.
That chatter.
Yes, sir.
You can't do that.
Yes, yes,
who
sir.
are you and who do you
Yes,
think
sir.
you are?
And it's dangerous when it comes from one of your teachers who's supposed to be preparing you for college, and they saying, Sean, you're never going to amount to anything.
You'll never be anything. You'll never be anything. And you know one of the good things, the good blessings, Hub, is this. That same teacher, I'm like, you want to go find that police?
Yeah.
I really like to go find that same teacher.
Yeah.
But she'll get her own opportunity to see.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
the city and the county has blessed me with an award of
Yes, sir.
achievement.
Yes, sir.
Because it's always good to get old salute.
Yes, sir.
Or attaboy.
Yes, sir.
Or Army achievement.
Yes, sir.
For good work.
Yes,
because
sir.
it gives you fuel to
Yes,
keep
sir.
on staying in
Yes,
the
sir.
fight.
Yes, sir.
You know, and the good thing about it,
I'm proud of
me
you.
and one
I'm
of the
proud of
me
you.
and one of the ladies talked about it, is that, you know, you got the spirit that just want to go do it. Just like my hat, just do it. You know, because I don't need your bread. I ain't trying to do it for your bread. I'm doing it because of my covenant.
My covenant. You owe.
Man, I'm doing
Yes,
it
sir.
because
Yes.
you watched over mine,
Yes, sir.
and I promised that I was going to watch over the rest. And that's the reason why I show up to the meeting. Now you got me ready to get choked up. Because I promised this community, I promised them drug dealing boys that was coming up to me, shopping with me when I was at my barber shop, in the hood, 1 bedroom. PD say my feet was hanging out the window. Man, them guys was shopping by the droves. And I promised them, man, look, man, I'm still fight for y'all, man. I'm still try to look out, man. I'm still gonna try to be that living example, man. Appreciate y'all coming in the snow, man. Coming up and down these steps, shopping. When I got my shop, they was the first ones there. See, it wasn't the church folk.
No, you had already built up the clientele.
It wasn't the church
Yes,
folk
sir.
that was.
Yes,
It
sir.
wasn't the do-gooders.
Yes, sir. No.
See,
no,
and a
no,
lot
no.
of times when we crying out, what'd you say? The wilderness is crying out for the voice.
Crying out for voice.
When the wilderness is crying, a lot of times it ain't gonna be the folk that we think that's gonna rescue us.
Sean, I'm writing a book. I got about 6 chapters done, and I got about 6 more chapters. But one of my chapters is called The Spirit of Amnesia. And that's where you're going. See, you can't get the spirit of amnesia because it wasn't all these big ballers and rich entrepreneurs letting you cut their hair. It was the little guys that other people would dismiss. And so thank God you haven't got the spirit of amnesia. Because some of us, when we make it, we get the spirit of amnesia. We don't want to deal with them.
Don't cross prospect.
We don't want to, we just don't want to. And don't get me wrong, live where you want to. I'm not going to never stop nobody from where they live from. But you can live here, there, and still remember where you came from.
Man, let me tell you something, man. I'm never going to lose my hood pass. Because I still, even though my shop ain't even open right now, I still be in the hood.
I was so
I'm still
proud.
accessible.
Even though you didn't cut my hair and get me ready, you went live as you was cutting a hair and you was explaining. You was teaching.
I was
and
coming
you know
up
I'm a visionary. I'm a visionary and I'm an entrepreneur. And the whole time I'm watching you, all I can hear is barber college, because you was speaking the language. Remember the young lady that was in the shop yesterday said she taught her son the song.
Taught him how to dance, but then teach him the song.
Yeah.
Then teach him how to
No,
sing.
she taught him the song, but then teach him how to dance.
Teach you how to dance. Okay.
Yeah, and so you were singing the song, and at the same time you were teaching, you were showing, look, you do this, and my entrepreneur, my vision saw barber college.
Because 20, 25, 30 years of doing that, Hub, anything you do, be the best at it. Any environment you guys that's taping, man, y'all be the best at recording there is, man. Because your gift will make room for you.
Yes, sir.
It take you to next thing you know, you'll be taping a Steve Harvey show somewhere.
Check this out.
You know what I'm saying? Because if you expose yourself,
Yes,
you
sir.
can't wait for an opportunity to show up and you ain't ready. You got to be ready.
Check this out. When I walked in the studio and I walked past you, I never seen you. I didn't know you was taping, but you quickened my spirit. So the first thing I said is, man, when we introduced each other, I said, man, we gonna do something together, right? Didn't I say that? And so then you doubled back and came back in here. I said, oh man, he gonna be the one in my church taping the sermon and edit it and send it out to TBN. I know what he gonna do. I didn't even know you from Adam, but you quickened my spirit. I didn't know what you did for a living. I thought you did a show and you was on your way out. But my spirit was quickened by yours. When you came back in here, I said, oh, I know what that is. He gonna be in the church getting paid to edit, clip, and ship.
You know, one of the things that we got to understand in this community is you a blessing to be a blessing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So when you don't think nobody watching,
yes, sir.
Everybody watching.
Everybody watching.
Everybody watching.
That's why you got to stay on Facebook. That's why you got to show when you're doing things for the kids. Why you show all that? Cause it's a lot of copycats out here, right? And you want them to copy this good stuff. It's a lot of people that want to compete with you. Man, this stuff is about God. Man, I ain't going live on this. I don't want them to see me doing that. I want you to copy and compete with everything I'm doing for these kids, because that's how it's gonna grow.
Let me tell you something, Hub. I'm gonna give you this here, and I really don't even get too deep on my stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because it ain't my stuff, it's God's stuff. Because God gave it everything to me. Okay, and so when I talk to them kids here back in what was it, August?
Late July.
July was July.
August.
But but some of my own insurance agents and some of the guys in my barber shop from 25 years ago, they know. They said, man, I want to get me. I'm gonna get me one of them cars, man. I'm gonna get me one of them cars, man. And so when I end up, and I told them kids that, man, I don't know about y'all, but man, I want me something in life, and I'm gonna get this particular car. You know what happened? I went and got that car. Because one thing that Darren Mitchell's life and Howard's life, given their life took this summer, taught me, man, tomorrow ain't promised to nobody. If you don't make your move today, who's saying that you got tomorrow? So you know what I did? I went straight to that bank and said, man, I need to get this because tomorrow not promised to me. Oh, Sean, go do what you need to do. And so one of the things that them kids was able to elevate to, and I took them right outside after our meeting. Oh, they took all kind of selfies and pictures and all kinds of Instagrams and this, that, and other. Because you got to be the living example.
That's right. That's right.
You know, your word got to mean something.
That's right. That's right.
You know, if your word, I just told a business owner that downtown Champaign, your word ain't no good, man. Your word ain't no good. When your word ain't no good, man, it ain't about I shouldn't have to have my lawyer in the meeting. We should be as men, talk. And you tell me what you gonna do, and I tell you what I'm gonna do.
Firm handshake.
And it's over with. It's a done data. But too many of us, our word don't mean nothing, man. We ain't on no type of principles, man. Our morals, our value, it's all about me. Beat you out. I reel you in to beat you out. Come on, man. You see, but see the thing about it, this is the thing about it. They don't understand where the blessings come from.
They don't understand.
When you don't have, you don't have the God in your life where you understand where blessings come from. See, I understand where blessings come from.
I know preachers that don't believe what they preach.
Come on, man.
I got some friends who preachers and they don't even believe what they preaching, man. But when you was talking about your word and not living, you know, don't know what the day with the Bible, was the scripture that came to me. The Bible said, I must work the work of him who sent me while it's day. Because when night comes, no man can work. So we can't put off today for tomorrow. We got to do what he called us to do right now. It's now faith is the substance of things hoped for. That faith you had yesterday don't matter.
Because that was yesterday.
That was yesterday. He said now faith.
You know, I was in a community meeting the other day, and with some guys, and one of the guys that's running the program, he said short-term and long-term, short-term and long-term. And when I'm looking at this crisis situation that we're in, some of us ain't got time for the long-term. You know, the long-term goal. Some of them guys need some immediate relief right now. The rat in the trap.
No, well, here's my wife. My wife pushes me to school age. So my LDA program is really middle school and high school, and we got some people on us to do it at the elementary school. But my heart, Sean, my heart is 18 to 35, because those are the ones that society has gave up on. Those are the ones that have no hope or very little hope. And those are the ones that the prison is making big money off of them, warehousing them like they canned goods. And so my heart is with the 18 to 35. So I'm going to help that guy out who was talking about long-term, short-term. Short-term goal is 18 to 35. because they causing some chaos and we got to get it. Meanwhile, the long-term goal, Tracy Dates is doing a lot of things with the preschool. We need that. We need, because one of them we using a Band-Aid, right? And another one we using, the flu shot. We give them the flu to make sure they don't catch the flu. But the ones 18-35, they need immediate surgery.
Right. And one of the things that came to my mind was what we talked about when we was over to the house. And we talked about, just because you got a program and I got a program, don't mean we supposed to be into it. When I got that barbershop started, right? And one day I was on Hickory Street and I'm showing Miel and Dion them some techniques on cutting, you know what I'm saying? Because you can't keep this to yourself. When it's good, you can't keep this to yourself. You got to share it, And so I'm teaching these brothers, look, man, this is how you fade, this is how you do this, use the tip, blah, 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 blah. And so my brother, he called me, man, don't do that. That's called trade secrets, man. Don't teach nobody else. See, and quickly AOH popped in because I thank God for going to AOH, getting them godly principles put in me at a young age. It kicked in and said, no, man, when God bless you, man, share that. Share that, man. I said, no, bro. That don't sound right. See, too many of us want to keep it. We done downloaded trade secret in our spirit. So that means that we into it. Because now I done taught you how to cut. You open your shop up, and now your shop is in battle with my shop. No, man, we all cutting because God gonna bless us with enough for everybody. We don't gotta be into it because we got a non-for-profit going on. If you got a spirit like that, you in the wrong area. You need to go get a job. Because you in the way.
You in the way.
You
and
in
God
the way.
gonna move you out the way soon.
You in the way. Because a lot of these people that's call themselves working with kids, man, they ain't doing it in the right spirit, man. And that's why I explained it to the city. I explained to the city at city council meeting last Thursday like this, because we're trying to get some more services for the Fresh Start program and resources. And I explained it to them like this, man. The issue and the crisis that we see right now going on with young folks is this. Everybody, every leader, whether if it was the parents, whether if it was the schools, whether if it was the church, whether if it was organizations that were supposed to, whether if it was Douglas Center and we don't got the right folks in place, whether if it was the Boys and Girls Club and we went absent, whether if it was the Urban League being missing, the NAACP missing a physical building. Everybody done dropped the ball, man. And now the plate got shuffled around and it's at your table. Everybody else, and a lot of times we played a deaf ear to the things that was happening because the chatter was there. We seen the fall of all this. Families broken down, men not being in the household. How many of them young guys told you that they had a father in the house when we was out there at Hesse?
Maybe two or maybe
had they father.
Maybe one. And it was true father, none. True father. It was a couple of stepfathers or a mother's boyfriend. But I don't think nobody out there had their
Sean,
father. You just hit a nerve, and I don't want to take you too far off. But see, when you mention the Urban League and NAACP not having a building, it hit me. And one of my people I look up to a lot is T.D. Jakes. And the reason I'm attracted to T.D. Jakes is because his entrepreneur spirit. He don't need the church's money. He really don't. He got books. He got T.D. Jakes Incorporated. He made that. No, this man had all that before he ever moved to Dallas. And so one of the problems, see the difference between pastoring and a preacher, one difference is a pastor has to have entrepreneurship in his repertoire because he's running a business. You can preach all you want. Amron don't want to hear you preaching. They want you to send that check.
They want a check.
And so you have to be able to manage or have people around you that can manage. And see, too many of our leaders don't have that gift. And that's why we've lost a lot because of bad management. You see what I'm saying? That's in order for you to be in that position, you got to have some type of entrepreneurship or you got to have somebody around you who has that. And then the reason you could do what you do with the kids, which you should be compensated, but you ain't tripping on it because you got so many other irons in the fire that God is blessing you with because you're doing that.
And you know, and quite honestly, man, you know, I'm doing it because I need to do it. I made the covenant. And that's quite honestly why I'm doing it. You know, and I see myself as like you see. I see myself through some of them young guys.
Yes, sir.
You know, and if it wasn't for the military escaping all this chaos around here, I could be dead or in jail, just what that teacher told me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know, if it wasn't for that, if it wasn't for that escape, because we had to take the trap door.
But hear me real good. Man, the other day I had so much business at Suits by Soldier, it scared me. But in other situations, I'm peeling off money out of my pocket to make sure that not on my watch and whatever else I got going on. Hey, you know, I'm not here to tell it out, but I'm doing some stuff out of the goodness of my heart. And God is saying, no, I ain't gonna let you beat me. No, because you doing that out of your heart. You ain't going to beat me. The old folks say you can't beat God given no matter how hard you try. And so one of the things that I'm so attracted about you, and I tell men, I tell everybody this, I love Sean's mind because you are a man of great faith. You don't let nothing stop you, man. You go and get this. If you see it, you go and get it. You asked me about the car, I said, well, Sean, whoop, 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 whoop. But I already know you're going to do it because once you put it on your mind, you finna get it done.
And you know one of the reasons.
He blesses
you know, one of the things,
everything you touch.
You spoke. How does God own everything and you don't got nothing?
Come on, man.
How does God own? How can I preach that to young folks?
Yes,
hey, man, God own everything.
Yes, sir.
But then they can't get nothing.
No.
You in church, you've been in church 30 years going through the same thing, man. Come on, man.
Living paycheck to paycheck.
Come on, man. You vicariously living through somebody else. And Brother Hub, you know what? One of the brothers told me, man, why would you get something like that, man, and ride around here in Champaign? Why not?
You living.
Why not?
You living.
Man, when you get a mindset like that, you on the shelf. You might as well go ahead and go do the pre-planning out there at the cemetery because you own the shelf.
What you say Les Brown said?
Les Brown said he died at 21 and ain't gonna get buried till he's 70. Because too many of us then died, then mentally died. We didn't beat our dreams down, our vision. But we in charge. We the tree. And so the rest of the branches watching the top, watching the roots and everything that's building the tree up, but the tree really dead. You know, sometimes we go out to Hessel Park somewhere and we see them cutting the tree down because the tree dead, man.
Dead.
That's where we got that's where a lot of our men at.
Dead man
a lot
walking.
of our man, come on, man.
Dead man
because
walking.
the leadership is dead.
It's dead.
The dreams then died.
Man.
The community is dying.
Yes.
At an alarming rate, man. It's at alarming rate. When we see guys sitting up in 2018 with all these resources in the community, and then they waking up still next to the liquor store, and ain't nobody went over there, right down the street from the right by the church, and ain't nobody went to say, hey, brother, man, look, bro, is there anything we can do for you? Matter of fact, here go a hot meal right off the press. Let's get you something. Let's get you together.
Shout out to Restoration Ministry.
Daily Bread.
Who all fed for Thanksgiving? Let's get them. I know Restoration. I met they pastor last Sunday hooping.
Urbana, where you went to?
Urbana High School.
Yeah.
Restoration. Shout out to every church and every venue that served a hot meal on Thanksgiving Day.
And you know what, Hub? Before I get off of here, one of the things that I had told, I promised when I went down to city council, because I believe that this issue that's going on within our community, the hood got to say the hood. We will put our blame on the police department, we'll put it on the school district, we'll put it on a whole bunch of different folks, but we don't like to do a mirror check. Man, so I promised them that if they can do this for us, for the most at-risk guys in the community, and find some funding for these guys and things of that nature so we can get some of these guys on the right track, I'm gonna make sure that through this television program and these radio programs that we try to self-correct. our own behavior in our community. And those things, because one thing, I was sitting inside service a couple weeks ago, and one thing Pastor Lakevi C. Johnson preached about, he preached about Jesus going into the synagogue. And he preached about how they was really just, his haters was around him, and how they was really wanting to see if he was going to heal somebody on a Sunday so that they can persecute him, talk about him, pull him up on charges. And one thing, he knew it though. He knew it. He knew it. He knew that this is the direction they was going to go. But he said, he explained to us, every time just about when Jesus went into a synagogue, he went to check somebody. He had to go in there to check church folk. These are folks that set an example. These are guys that we supposed to be, and the women we supposed to be looking up to. But why do we have to go to the church to correct behavior? Because it's bad behavior at the top, man. And when I explained it to the city council, made them see that vision, and I explained it to Ken from the Department of Justice when Keywan died, what's going on around here? Man, we split at the top. The do-gooders split. We dogging each other out. So what do you think the kids on the bottom gonna do, man?
Yes, sir.
They gonna dog each other out.
That's it.
What do you think the guys on the street, because he been watching you.
Monkey see, monkey do.
Living example. Been living example. See you, hear you. You come home with the church hat on and talk about folk that you don't even know. We beat each other up about anything, man. So that's why I said we got to correct our own behavior in our community, man. We got to check our folk. We got to do what you do. You be in circles and they don't know that me and you cool like that. And they say something about Sean.
Yeah, they can't.
They can't.
They can't. Nobody's going to be comfortable saying something about Sean Williams around me.
Hey, and I got a couple more of my people out there. I got some women that go, no, I ain't finna listen you talk about Sean.
Yeah.
And we got to do that for each other, man. So we build up our we build up our people back, man, because we tearing each other down. How many more buildings got to be missing? How many more physical buildings got to be missing?
Yes, sir.
How many times do we got to keep going to this cemetery, slow singing and slow driving with young folk?
Yes, sir. Young folks.
Before it be your folks.
Yes, sir.
And your folks.
I'm working on something. And if you are a man between 21 and let's say 60, and you ain't got no problem sitting down with some of the shooters and some of the chaos, inbox me, because I'm working on something, but I can't do it by myself. Now, if you scared or you uncomfortable, it ain't for you, and that's not a bad thing. But see, I went to 2 wars and was ready to give my life for America. And I trust God that he got work to do, and I ain't going nowhere. But we got to be able to sit down and talk to these Thundercats. And it ain't for everybody. But if that's something that you really, really want to do, not beat them down, but show them a more excellent way, or maybe get into it and make sure that we bring some truces around here. I'm working on something major about this gun violence. I'm telling you, I'm working on something. And I need you to inbox me or Sean. I trust Sean. I don't trust too many, because y'all folks are still the idea. And I already know that. You done stole enough of my ideas. Take them, you can have them. But this one here I'm holding to my heart. But I'm working on something. But I need real men with real issues that want to sit down with these shooters and conversate and navigate them on a different course, even if the shooters is on the other side. If that's you, I sound like I'm in church. If that's you, inbox me or Sean Williams. He'll get me the name. I'm working on something. It ain't no quick fix, but I'm working on something.
As we get ready to close this program out, Brother Hub, also Patricia Avery and Jacoby and them, they're working with a program called Intruders, and so interrupters and stuff like that. And so they're looking for people that's trying to do some restorative justice stuff to be able to work with some of these guys, to be able to be a little bit more proactive. But you know what, Brother Hub, it's funny how time flies when you're having fun, yes, man. Sir. I sure appreciate you. Young man, I appreciate you taping the program. Andrew over there, I appreciate you over there taping with them. I appreciate it, man. Appreciate all you women and all you men and everybody, whether young or old, that listen to the program every Sunday and tell us, man, keep up the good work. Man, we really appreciate it. And thank you for listening to another episode of Let the Truth Be Told. Peace.